Hi friends. Is your child entering high school or college with little to no friends and you are petrified that this is going to go on for the rest of their lives and they're really struggling? This is something I hear about all the time, and so I decided to make a longer video about this because I think it's really important to get a game plan as we re-enter fall and the new school year. A parent wrote to me about this topic, and I want to first say this idea that you're dreading going back to school because you have no friends is so devastating, and I've actually been there, so I can absolutely relate to this. Before I go on, please remember to subscribe, like this video, and hit the bell so you know whenever I'm going live. The situation someone wrote me about, they make friends for like 3 days and then the girls move away from them. We need more information because we need to know what's going on with the social dynamics. We want everyone to be their authentic self, so we don't want them to mask, pretend they're someone else. But that doesn't mean we all don't adapt, right? And we don't learn to read the room. And a lot of times in these situations, the person, especially because we're neurodivergent and we don't always read the room, is not reading the room and seeing what's going on. And there might be social dynamics they're not interpreting. So first thing first, we're not asking anyone to be a different self. I want them to embrace and find friends that are in their level of interest and that are great peers for them. So I would love to start with some just basics where you talk with your child, and I have tons of resources on this, about friendship in general. Who are their people? What are their interests? Are these people that have been becoming friends with them and then moving away in their area of interest? And do they share a common bond? I have a tool that is on my website and in my TED Talk called Social Spy, where you watch people and you collect information. And one of the emails I got mentioned a sibling, a close family friend, coaches, teachers can give us information, but Social Spy can also if you don't have those resources. So you're not talking about leering at people and watching them. You're talking about glancing and scanning a situation for 2 beats. You're talking about listening and observing so that we can gather information. Who are the people who have similar interests? How do people find friends in this community? And from the sibling, I want to know if this person or people as general finds friends and then after 3 days it evaporates or the people move away from them. What goes on? What's the things that they observe that can help us to change this situation? The other thing is that a lot of times in these situations, the student or the child is just struggling with things like making conversation, reading the room, and everyone has this misnomer that everyone should be able to do this easily. But for those of us who are neurodivergent, it really isn't easy. We don't come to this naturally. So I have other videos that talk about how to read the room and some of the skills that they might need in order to nurture and sustain these friendships. Because that's my other big question. How deep are the friendships? When somebody comes together with you and then it falls apart, it might be that they had a zing or an interest, but then it wasn't nurtured, it wasn't continued. You're not doing the same activities in the same places. And therefore, the friendship kind of fizzles out because there's nothing there to sustain it. So having those common shared experiences is really, really important, because if you have shared experiences, if you are together in an activity, especially if it's a high interest activity, an activity we all can get behind, then it's something where you start to have those shared experiences with someone and it nurtures the friendship. When we're entering high school, middle school, college with no friends, it is incredibly hard. So we want to make sure that this teen or child has support. We want to make sure that they are having outlets where they feel good about themselves. Have them do something every single day that they are good at. because that is really part of this, is self-confidence. And if they have no self-confidence, how can they make friends when they're really not able to feel confident enough to do some of these friendship activities? I also think one of the best tips ever comes from my good friend Jessica McCabe, which is ask people to boost the signal. Ask people, if you are neurodivergent and you are struggling with reading cues, say, tell me directly. What can you do to share with me something you need from me? Because sometimes we're bombarded, we're overwhelmed, and we don't notice signals. Happens to me all the time. I get really overwhelmed in big public spaces, and sometimes I don't even hear people. I want to make a distinction here. No one stops being friends with us because we're too much, and if they do, maybe they're not the right friends. But there are times when people try to send us, who are neurodivergent, signals, or they try to tell us something they need from us in friendship. If we don't respond or we miss cues, sometimes people get frustrated and they walk away. And that's what Why Will No One Play With Me is all about, helping parents so that you can learn to teach those skills. Really feel passionate that anyone entering high school or college without friends can make friends. Tell me what you think in the comments. I would love to hear what challenges people are facing as we return to school and what information you need from me. I'm here and I want everyone to have a really good school year and to make friends so that they can feel confident and thrive. Thanks so much. Please subscribe and like this video and send me messages. I'm happy to make more videos and respond to things you need.